Hello everyone, it's Debbie Williams with WKRG News 5. We'll just wait just a minute and let everybody get on and see that we're Facebook Live here in Bay Minette. Well, just north of Bay Minette off US Highway 31. We are on Eastwood Drive off 31. Investigators with the Baldwin County Sheriff's Office still on the scene here of a murder attempted suicide that happened last night just before 11 o'clock. 911 got a call that someone had been shot, and while they were still on the phone with 911, the dispatchers heard another gunshot. We have one person that is dead here on the scene. Her name is Crystal Rose Renee Hancock, 29 years old. And the person investigators say shot her and then attempted to kill himself. He survived that gunshot blast and is in the hospital over in Mobile. He was airlifted from here. This is a really quiet street. It's a very narrow street. Let me just let you see some of the view here. This is a single family brick home. It looks like they have converted a garage to another part of the house. And I was speaking to neighbors earlier, and they said that this was relatively new neighbors. They didn't really know them, hadn't seen them, and didn't know much about, but hadn't heard anything, any arguing, anything like that. But Baldwin County investigators say that this was a domestic call. This was a situation where the couple had been arguing. He believed that she was going to leave him, and an argument ensued and ended in gunfire. She was killed. He is critically wounded. And again, if you're just joining us, we're on Eastwood Drive, just north of Bay Minette. Where just a tragedy last night, an argument leading to gunfire. 29-year-old Crystal Rose Renee Hancock, who lived at this home on Eastwood Drive, was killed. Her male boyfriend, we're not really sure of the relationship at this point, but then called 911 to report that he had shot her, and then he shot himself while on the phone with 911. That is what we're hearing initially from investigators. He was airlifted to University Medical Center over in Mobile. It's just a very quiet, rural area. You've got neighbors with barns and lots of big lots for their houses, and there's chickens next door and lots of dogs and cats, and just, you know, kind of if you like that sort of thing, it's kind of the perfect area to live and raise a family and be close to nature and have your animals close. But now the brick home here, surrounded by crime scene tape. Baldwin County investigators have been out here since just before 11 o'clock last night and remain on the scene now. They are mapping. What you see there is a 3D camera that they are mapping the entire area. We're working to find out more information about that. We've been talking to neighbors who say that this is, the couple is relatively new to the area. We do know that his parents, the gentleman's parents, live nearby. We tried to talk with them. They are not home at this time. You have to assume that they are at the hospital with their son. But just a very tragic situation here. So we still have several Baldwin County investigators on the scene. They've been here all night long. Just to give you an idea of, it's a very rural area. And again, we're on Eastwood Drive. This is off US Highway 31, just north of Bay Minette. It's really close to the city. I thought it was going to be a little further out because it's a Baldwin County case. But they were called out here about 10:45 last night after 911 got a call from a gentleman saying that he just shot his girlfriend. And then he apparently turned the gun on himself while the dispatcher was on the 911 call. He was airlifted to a hospital in Mobile. She unfortunately was killed. And again, Baldwin County Sheriff's Office releasing the name of this young woman, 29-year-old Crystal Rose Renee Hancock. Neighbors say that they had only lived here a short time, didn't really know them, didn't have an opportunity apparently to get to know them before this tragedy. Okay, some of the comments were saying that they were actually married. We've not confirmed that. So a young husband and wife, maybe. Some of you are asking what happened, and maybe you're just joining the Facebook Live that we started a few minutes ago, but we are in Bay Minette, or just north of Bay Minette, off Highway 31. Last night about 10:45, 911 got a call from a gentleman saying that he had just shot his apparently wife, girlfriend, or his female companion who lived at this home off Eastwood Drive. She was killed, and then apparently he, according to investigators, turned the gun on himself. He survived that gunshot wound, was airlifted to University Hospital in Mobile, where he remains at this hour. And some of the folks are commenting that the couple were married. We will work to confirm that as well. A lot of the information that we have is very, very preliminary at this point. As you may see, the coroner has just arrived. So we will end this Facebook Live in just a couple of minutes. We're going to have much more on the latest information, stuff that we don't know yet. because this is just the very beginning of this investigation. We're going to have a live report coming up on WKRG News 5 at noon, and then we will have a complete wrap-up of where we stand in a very sad, sad day in Bay Minette. Again, 29-year-old Crystal Rose Renee Hancock killed last night in what investigators call a domestic violence situation. The gentleman that she was either married to or a boyfriend of, or who was living in this home, also suffering a gunshot wound. They are terming this a murder attempted suicide here off Eastwood Drive. We'll have the latest information coming up on News 5 at noon, and then later on News 5 at 5, 6, and 6:30. This is Debbie Williams, WKRG News 5.